NFL. He is 28 years old. He's got 2 years left. Generally, renegotiations and extensions aren't given out to players with 2 years left. Generally, they are players with 1 year left. But yesterday on Twitter, there was a story written by Dave Burkett that he linked about Darius Slay's contract. And a reader tweeted is in a response to that by the name of G-Dub. This is G-Dub. A man's word is his worth. If Slay has 2 years left on a contract he signed, he needs to honor that or he's no man at all. Same for every other player.
Well, it seems like in everything theory. Other than a sports contract, I agree with it. Mm-hmm. And I would say everything other than an NFL contract, I would agree with it. You don't see people holding out in baseball after they've signed a 5-year, $100 million deal and they want the last years, they want to renegotiate. But you don't see that happening. And maybe it's just because the nature of the salary cap with football that you can manipulate it, or because, in football, they're not all guaranteed contracts. No, so the teams have the opportunity to drop you like that at no cost, and they don't have to pay you the rest of the contract. So it's a little different with the NFL, and I get that. That's why I kind of give it a little bit more latitude there, because I'm kind of I believe in principle and integrity, and you got a contract and you don't like it. Hey, man, exactly.
Following through, I believe in those things as well, except in football,
for the NFL,
because you get hurt and you're cut, and that's it.
Yeah, it's because the way the contracts are structured to begin with. The contracts are contracts that are made to be broken. So
now, part
it's
of
different
me,
in the NFL.
I still believe. I like to believe. Okay, hold on. I'm going to duck for cover because people are going to roll their eyes. I'd like to believe that I would honor the contract. That I would believe in I would honor the contract.
Your agent might have other words for you, Doug.
I know. My family might.
I'd like to believe I would honor the contract as well, but that's why you have an agent to go ahead and negotiate that stuff. Now, would I hold out? I can't see myself doing that. I could not see myself holding out.
So this guy tweets to the Dave Burkett story. A man's word is his worth. If Slay has 2 years left on a contract he signed, he needs to honor that or he's no man at all. Same for every other player. Darius Slay tweeted back at that guy.
Did he?
They don't keep their words when they cut us while we're in our contracts.
He's right.
Okay, that is something. Him not being at OTAs is clearly about a contract, right? I don't want to read something into it. It isn't there, but it seems like you start connecting dots. The evidence is growing that Darius Slay wants a new contract or wants a contract extension.
Yep. And again, they're voluntary workouts.
Yes.
So you got to keep that in mind too.
But the two guys that aren't there are two guys that everybody believes want new contracts. And this one seems to be really trending towards it. I do not believe Darius Slay has ever missed OTAs before. So, with that said, how do you handle this? Because there's a few things to discuss. One is, how many years beyond 30 do you want Darius Slay? I could see, yes, wanting him beyond 30 for a year or two.
Well, there are plenty of defensive backs in the history of the league that have been just fine well beyond 30. Do you think Darius Slay is going to be one of them? I think it's different. There's difference between being a corner and being a safety, because we saw pretty quickly the rapid decline of Glover Quinn and what happened with him and his speed and everything else. Corners are different because they're not in that crash position like the safeties are to take that kind of punishment. Corners take plenty of punishment, but it seems like not like the safety. So I'm not as uncomfortable signing someone to a longer deal if they're a defensive back, or specifically a cornerback.
In the top 35 paid corners in the NFL, only 3 are north of 30. So
currently,
yes.
We don't know what their contract. Do you know what their contracts are? How far they extend into the 30s?
Yeah, I do, actually.
Okay.
Josh Norman goes until 2020. Kareem Jackson goes to 2021.
Do you know how old these guys are?
Aqib Talib expires this year. Richard Sherman's a fourth. I apologize. Top 34, there's 4. Top 35, there's 4. Richard Sherman's expires in 2020. I don't want to sign him deep into his 30s. I mean, giving him an extension for a year or two, if that's what he's looking for, then maybe you're fine with that. You just have to be so careful here because let's keep in mind, and I'm sorry, I'm sin licensing here. I apologize before I do it, but we know that the Patriot way means something, and the Patriot way is to let him walk. Is have him play 2 years and let him walk. And the reason it means something is because this club is operating in that fashion. Now, they don't have a ready-made replacement. There's not a lot of great lockdown corners in this league. And I don't want Darius Slay disgruntled. I don't want him disgruntled.
Well, I don't want him disgruntled either, but you're talking late in your 30s, and here he is at 28. So
I'm not talking late in the 30s.
Well, you said late in your 30s.
What?
You used the term late in their 30s.
I don't want to. I don't remember saying late in my 30s. I apologize. But in reference to what? I don't want him deep into his 30s. I don't want him. Like, look at these guys. These guys, look at these contracts.
Right.
These
well, what is deep? What is deep into the 30s?
I don't know, Gator. 33,
well,
34.
That's what I'm asking. I'm sorry. Don't get upset about it. I'm asking because he's 28 now. So if you're saying 33, you got 5 years.
Yeah, I'm 33. There's not a lot of the highest paid corners in the league that are 33. Like that seems to be pushing it. It's pushing it based upon the market. I mean, the guy's 28. Most of these guys, if you look at the ages of the top paid corners on an annual basis, 25, 31, 29, 28, 28, 27, 28, 27, 28, and there's your top 10.
Okay, and how long do those contracts go through?
Not many into their 30s. Xavier Howard goes till he's 30. Tremaine Johnson goes until he's 32. Xavier Rhodes goes until he's 31. I don't know when these guys' birthdays are, so I'm looking at when the contracts expire and what their current ages are. Kyle Fuller goes till he's 30.
Okay, because
Desmond Trufant goes till he's 32.
Darius Slay is a New Year's Day baby, so he just turned 28.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't mean to call him a baby. I mean, he's a man. He's got a beard and everything. So I guess if we're looking at it, because I tend to agree with you on most of this. I'm just if you're going to give him a contract extension, he's got 2 years left on the deal, so he'll be 30. Is when we're just trying to talk through it here. If you give him an extension, how long is the extension going to be for? Do you just void the last 2 years of the contract and say, okay, we're going to start new, and your contract still runs through 2020, or maybe we'll give it till 2021, but we've gotten rid of the last 2 years of your current deal, give you a new deal, and the new deal gives you $30 million total.
Generally, what you don't see is a guy signing a contract, getting a contract extended for a year. You can see him getting a contract extended for 3 years, 4 years. And the franchise tag's a factor here. After these 2 years, you could franchise him another year and keep him. So you could get 3 years. The number gets much higher, but then you're out. If he's still worth it at the end of this 2 years, but what I'm more concerned about is he going to be disgruntled? Is he going to be the best player on their defense, arguably, and upset in that locker room if they don't do something about it?
And that's a problem you got to worry about, and that's why you have to, if you're going to give him a contract extension, you have to make it, it's an NFL deal. It's one of these things where you get the money up front. There is signing bonus money and the guaranteed money aspect of it, and maybe it's a 5 or 6 year deal that you'll never see years 4, 5, and 6.
Well, and that's another thing about the tricky language of an NFL contract. 248-539-9797. How do you handle the Darius Slay situation? Coming up today at 11:30. You have a bold-ass prediction for the Tigers.
I do.
The more I looked at that, the more I'm like, wow, that really is bold. And I'm wondering if you're reconsidering it, because it is bold.
I'm not reconsidering it at all.
Wow. We'll get to that at 11:35. 97.1 The Ticket.